What's going on, everyone? Terrell Wilson here. I wanted to hop on and just ask one important question. Is your clinic sinking financially? Now, the reason why I asked this question is because first things first, finance is one of the most delicate subjects being spoken about in business, especially in clinics. What I'm finding is it's not really a space where people are very transparent. Now, I can understand the reasons why, but if you are trying to grow a business and let's say you're working with a growth expert like myself, being very transparent financially, whether you're doing good or bad, is really important, because the last thing you want to do is kind of brush such a serious topic under the carpet and not really address some of the holes, some of the challenges that you're currently facing. Now, after working with a lot of clinics, not just here in the UK, in the US as well, one really important thing that stood out to me is when it comes to finance, sometimes people tend to close off. They're not very open to discussing finances, whether they're struggling. Most times, don't get me wrong, people express that they're doing good financially, but anytime they're not doing really good financially and maybe their business is failing, it's something that isn't really spoken about. Now, the thing is, what we focus on is not just helping you with your advertising, with your marketing, running the ads to get clients in. We do focus on a lot of other aspects in your business growth, which is key. One thing is ensuring that you not only are cash flow positive, but you're able to get projections out where you are having repeat clients coming in and you're building a long-term business that's sustainable. Now, to do that, one of the key pulling levers that you need to ensure is in place and is intact is finance, cash flow. And honestly, in business, if you can leverage other people's money, very, very important, or leverage other sources to help fund your goals, your dream, the growth of your business, where you may not have that cash sitting there right now, that is going to actually be something that will give you the head start. And most times what happens is we get comfortable, we check our monthlies, what's coming in, what's going out, what we're left with, and we kind of then set our plan and goals and targets around that. Now, what happens is it pushes us into a box, it pushes us into a corner, it actually limits us from our growing potential. Now, one thing that we actually do is, especially for our business, I'll be totally transparent, we do leverage other finance sources. So we may take out a business loan, leverage some credit. We may take out a huge credit card. And the reason why we do that is, especially when it comes to client acquisition, you want to find ways to get pulling levers. You want to dig big enough wells that you can draw from with cash, because what's going to happen is it will take me, let's say if I'm doing 10,000 a month and give or take with all the expenses going out, I'm left with about 5K. If acquire clients is costing me, let's say £500 to acquire a client, and I need 4 clients a month, I need to be spending around 2K. Now, if I do that and I'm only left after with the 5K, I'm left with, let's say, 3K or less, depending on how much I have to obviously spend. Maybe it's more than the 2K. Maybe I have to spend 3,000, 4,000. I'm going to be very limited, and I'm going to probably hold back on going all in or going more aggressive, because when we're checking the numbers and when we're checking the finance, I don't really have a lot of money to leverage and to play with. So what I would go and do is go and get credit, where you can get 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50,000 credit limits through credit cards. You can take out business loans, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And it may feel daunting. It may feel like, okay, me taking out this amount of money, you start to worry, I have to pay it back. All the focus goes on, okay, this is more debt, more, and we look at things in such a negative way when actually you have positive debt and you have negative debt. Now, if we're gonna leverage 10,000 for say, and let's say it is costing us anywhere around 3,000, to acquire, let's say 4 clients a month, that's gonna bring us in an extra 5 to 10,000 in revenue. Or let's say more, depending if you're a clinic. Let's say spending, let's say 2K, it brings you in about 30 clients, and on average, you're taking home about anywhere from 6 to 7,000 just off that. So you spend about 3 to double it in 1 month. Then it's safe to say, let's say if, like I said, from the 3,000, it got you 30 clients. And let's say from that, you wanted to get to 90 clients a month. Now, if you don't have a lot of money to play with, how are you going to hit that goal? You are going to need to use some pulling power. You're going to use some form of external funds. If you don't have it, you may have to dip into your savings, or you may have to take out a loan. But if you know from taking out that loan, you have a system that can predictively produce 30 to 90 clients, depending on how much you're spending, why wouldn't you go and do that? If you know that it's gonna take you 90 days to get 90 clients in the doors, where you could get 90 clients in the door in 1 month, why wouldn't you just leverage that, knowing that not only is that just to acquire the client, we're not talking about retention and returning customers and people who then go on to spend months and months and years to come. We're just talking about acquiring. Why wouldn't you go that route and decide to leverage a source like that? Wouldn't that make logical sense? But why don't we do that? Why do we look at it as if it's something that, oh no, we don't do that, we don't take out, we don't put ourselves in debt? Now, you have to understand, is it good debt or is it bad debt? Because if it's going to put you in debt where now with that 10,000, you're going to be able to bring in, let's say, 25,000 off that 10,000 in 1 month. And then your projections for the rest of the year, each person's worth about 3K to you. So let's say if you are bringing in 90, we're talking a lot of money that you're going to actually project over a 12-month period. That is actually good debt. Now, bad debt is if you was to just take that loan and go and blow it on clothes or stuff or liabilities, maybe even, let's say, taking out a loan just to get some more aesthetic trainings under your belt. I know this may sound controversial, but if that's not giving you direct cash flow back in your pocket right away, then it may not be the best thing to do. So that's one of the rants that I wanted to kind of put across, and this is based on experience and us working with clients, some who couldn't afford our programs, who went and took out loans, was really skeptical, really on the edge, really nervous, and have been able to take out loans and within 90 days of being in our program make 30, 40, 50,000 and pay off that loan and still be bringing in cash flow. So like I says, a very important topic that I think should be addressed. If this resonates with you, if you are in the same boat where you're just on the fence of doing something like that, drop your comments below. I'd love to hear from you just to see where everyone is at with how they look at actually taking out business loans or leveraging credit. Drop it below, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Bye.